Doctor, these ponies are very ill. They need emergency care. Stat! I'm on it. Don't worry. Ho-ho! Didn't see you there, good buddies. Now that you're here, let's do a show. Nelly, thanks for joining me for another ArmaGEEKdon. We're doing something a little bit different today. Now, not everything that you watch on ArmaGEEKdon is going to be, you know, right up your street, up your alley, so to speak. And today, this might be one of them, but you might want to give it a chance, or you might have stumbled across this particular episode because you're looking for this particular piece of content. And that's right, what we're looking at today is we're looking at this. It's VAESEN, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it is a Nordic horror role-playing game. And me and a couple of buddies, a few buddies have had 2 sessions of this. What I'm going to show you now is the 3rd session. It's part of an ongoing mystery. I actually got the companion book because we played the first pre-built mystery from this one. This is the companion book, A Wicked Secret. These are, you know, lovely, gorgeous books full of loads of cool images and stuff and text. And we're playing an adventure called The Silver of the Sea. So the guys have been on an adventure already, and this will be the first part of that adventure. And we're going to finish that off, and so I'll link on to some more parts. But yeah, have a come in, have a look. We are inexperienced in the world of role playing. I say that for myself, who's GMing, and a couple of the other guys. A few of them have done Dungeons and Dragons before, but on the whole, we're kind of doing it together as a group for the first time. So, you know, please find our ignorance charming and our naivety, and it might not be the smoothest run game you've ever seen, but I think we had some fun. So check out this. This is the first part of The Silver of the Sea. Roll it. Whoa, Nelly, you joined us for another episode of ArmaGEEKdon. This time we're going big. We're going RPG big. That's right, me and my crew were playing a game of VAESEN. Now, this is the 2nd mystery that the guys have been on. I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. So previously on VAESEN, the crew, they joined this new order, this society. Well, it's not that new, it's been going for years, but they were new to it. And this is kind of, think a Ghostbusters in the cold Nordic region of Europe. So there's things that go bump in the night. There's ghouls, goblins, ghosts, trolls, etc. And these guys are there. They're called the VAESEN. And the characters here are trying to hunt these down and banish them, or maybe just find out what's going on. Maybe they want to help the people. Maybe they want to destroy the people. We don't know. I don't know. Well, I know some of it because I'm reading the books. But these guys ain't got a clue. And I'm going to put them through the ringer, put them through the mill. But yeah, they went their castle, Gillenkreutz, up in northern Uppsala. They travelled down to the Witch Cat Inn, where there was rumours of supernatural ongoings and things that go bump in the night and bad stuff. And what they found was Oscar Hjort was murdered prematurely against his will. I mean, who wants to be murdered by their will anyway? I don't know. But anyway, his remains were found, and they had to dig him up, and they had to rebury him in consecrated ground because he had become a revenant, and that's a bad news brown. But they did it, and they're back in their castle now. So let's join the guys and find out what they're doing in their castle. How do I get them in? Press that button. Well, hey, I've got them all on mute. Let's take them off mute. Welcome back, fellas. Are you ready for Mystery 2?
Yep, let's do this.
Okay. Yeah, right, indeed we are.
Okay, so we got just to let you people know, we got Officer von Otter. We got the Prof. I don't know what you're professor of, Isaac Gregorius. What are you actually a professor of?
Good question. VAESEN, to be honest. Yeah.
Steer Bergstrom, you're a little young business owner, I believe.
Yes, I own a very popular tavern in the centre of town.
Okay, good stuff. I'll go in there for some mead. Edward Nielsen, you're a writer of some renown, or just starting out in the business?
I'm a writer. Been a writer for a while, but yeah.
Good stuff. Good
Still
stuff.
going.
And Wilhelm, you are a doctor, correct?
Yeah. Boring. Yeah. A boring old doctor.
Okay.
Nothing special.
Okay. Well, let's get on with it. So listen, you've travelled back. You're in Uppsala. It's been a month down the line since your previous mystery. You do have, and forgive me if you've already said this, but what were you spending your development point on? You gained a development point to upgrade your castle. Where's that going?
Well, what did we decide? Was the experience point one the best one? overall.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
That's the annals of the society, isn't it? So there's no prerequisite, and it costs 4. How many do we have here? 5.
We have
that right?
5. Yeah. 1 left over.
And
That's
is
good
this
math.
the right one? Function at the end of a gaming session, a player can record the party's experiences, granting each player character 1 additional experience point. So that's crucial. Like last one, you would have leveled up as well. So if we
I
have
wouldn't
that,
have done because I only got 3.
oh yeah.
Okay. And which one's this again? This is the
Annals of Society. I don't know what page
Annals
it's
of
on.
Society. Oh, I got it. Yeah, hefty tome with written accounts of encounters and with VAESEN. So yeah, so basically, what's your man called? What's your dude who's helping you out? I forgot what his name is. He comes, the butler dude.
Let me check my.
Algot Frisk. While you're away, he had the workers in, he had the builders in, and they've been renovating the castle. And yeah, he's basically done up this room. It's kind of an offshoot of the library, and it's got basically all these books and tomes and stuff where you can learn about VAESEN, etc., and help you out on upcoming adventures. But anyway, you're all rested. You're all just chilling out, playing a bit of cards, playing a bit of backgammon for the more cultured ones among you. And then, as is his wont, Algot Frisk, he comes into you. You're in the living room area, and he goes, "Received a letter, sirs. It's been addressed just to the society, not to anyone individually. Who wants to open it?"
I'm sure the professor.
Yeah, Yeah, he's go on, might know it Professor. all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I
He'll know the references.
I know how to open a letter.
I'm just going to read this one out to you. Okay, and it states, "To whom it may concern, my name is Oscar Udgren, priest in the fishing village of Fialbaka. It is with a heavy heart that I write these lines. I'm at wit's end with my current predicament, so I turn to you. I met with members of your exalted order during my studies in Uppsala a few years ago, and now I place my hope in your particular talents and expertise. My best friend and mentor, Victor Carl Erik Hedqvist, is dead. His body was found a week ago, washed up on a beach in the Fjällbacka archipelago. The coroner has identified the cause of death as a self-inflicted gunshot to the head and written it off as suicide. I refuse to accept the conclusion, certain that there is something unnatural afoot. And I know who is responsible. What I lack is proof and the means to do something about it. I last saw Carl Erik alive 1 week before he was found dead. He was once again heading out to Wrecker Isle in the archipelago to bring the word of God to the depraved seafarers frequenting the inn on the island. Wrecker Isle is a hub for maritime traffic and the site of the largest herring saltery in the archipelago. Some days the sea lane is so clogged with boats and ships that people can walk across the halfway to Fialbacka. Wrecker Isle reeks with herring and sin, a godless stain on this earth. The proprietors of this den of thieves, herring baron Zacharias Asmundsen and his mother Albella, whom the locals call the godmother, are openly defying the teachings of our Lord and have thrown out the good vicar every time he visited Wrecker Isle. I am convinced that the herring baron and the godmother, along with Zacharias' feeble-minded but dangerous older brothers, Paul, Pete and Pace, are doing the devil's bidding and are to blame for Carl Erik's untimely death. I shall go to Wrecker Isle to find proof of their guilt and face these henchmen of Satan face to face. I require your assistance in this perilous endeavour. If you cherish your God and wish to help his humble servant in his time of greatest need, meet me in Falbacka at your earliest convenience. With highest regards, Oscar Udgren."
So he's already dead then.
He likes to write, doesn't he?
He does it.
All these names, they're so long. I was
Some
going to write
names,
notes, and I
yeah.
was just like, nah, can't write that.
He's such a tease, though. He said he knows who's responsible, but he's not put it in the letter. Such a tease.
He's going to be, if he's already going there, obviously letters take ages to reach us. He's probably there already and sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. And he's probably going to end up in a similar fashion, I'm guessing.
Let's
Chief,
find out.
is it safe to
find
assume
out.
that I know this place quite well? If I'm a sailor and it's a maritime hub,
Well, let's find out. Let's just have a quick look at where it is. Ooh.
that's not right.
That's a hot cross button. That's a hot cross button.
Yeah.
I'm having
Totally.
that one for breakfast tomorrow.
Fruit free though, controversial.
Honeycomb flavour.
They look very nice.
Right.
Grapes,
Let me
not
go
fruits.
on. Let me go on to here. Okay, fine. So here we go. So actually, I think you can make this large if you want to. If you on the little window, if you bottom right hand corner, there's a little thing to go full screen if you want to. I don't know what you lose
Yeah, I've
when
already
you
done
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just the chat. We don't need that.
Okay. Oh, does that control it for everyone?
No.
No, we just
Okay,
did it
fine.
ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fine. Because I'm going back because I need to access a few more things. Okay, fine. So you can see Wrecker Isle here down towards the bottom left, and you need to come from Falbacker, which is over on the far right. So you need to travel down to Falbacker, and then that's I think where Oscar Ugren's going to meet you in Falbacker, and then travel across the Wrecker Isle. You, Von Otter, you have sailed around this archipelago before, around Whale Island when you were, you might probably recall, as some of your adventures in the Navy, you were tasked to do a bit of whaling to bring back resources, and so you went kind of around Whale Isle. You didn't really come down to Wrecker Isle, but you kind of sailed around the top half of the archipelago.
Cool.
But you don't really know much else about it.
Or maybe
Fine.
he is still alive then if he's in Fjallbacker.
Okay.
Looks like a pretty big town.
So preparations for the journey, right? So just to clarify, there you got the camera. And what else did you get?
Right.
The rope.
The rope, camera, and the rope. Cool. And who's got what?
Steer's got the rope. Edvard's got the camera.
Okay, fine. Once you start getting too much heavy equipment, I might start imposing some kind of limits. But at the moment, you're fine. You've been down the gym. You've been pumping iron, so you're fine. Okay, so Algot Frisk, he's there. He's the man on the door. He's holding the door open. He's kind of waving you on your journey, wishing you good luck. He says, "I've arranged the first leg of the journey by stagecoach that will take you down to the Gotha Canal, where you'll take a barge down there, and then it'll be another stagecoach down to Falbacher. Godspeed, fine sirs." And
Cool.
off you
See you
go.
later.
Thank you, Algot.
Okay. Small note there. Obviously, I was pushing you out the door, but you didn't obviously choose to do any research on anything before you left.
Well, I was going to say if the prof's
Too
got his
late.
books. No, I was going to say if the prof's got his books, he could do it on the way if it's a long journey.
I
doesn't
am
have-
a
he
professor
doesn't-
in VAESEN. That is what I was studying.
He doesn't have books on that archipelago,
Well,
unfortunately.
that's his fault then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time you get there, you're quite tired. You've been mulling over the letter again from Oscar Ugren, trying to decipher if there's anything in there that you can use or you can link together. It's the height of summer, so you're sweating, you're stinking. It's a gorgeous day as you arrive into the dockyard, the harbour area of Falbacher. It's kind of a clear sea, but there's lots of jutting rock formations and granite. It looks like the ships that sail out from this dock don't necessarily have an easy passage out straight away. They've got to navigate quite a few obstacles before they make it out into open sea. A lot of noise on the dock. Sailors, fishermen all milling around. There's market stalls, etc. It's kind of a bustling area. Lots of boats lined up in the harbour. There you are.
Can we observe some of the conversations that are going on around us, just to see if there's anything we can pick up from that we've overheard?
Yeah. Well, you want to go and approach some people, or?
No, I meant just kind of eavesdropping the general surroundings.
Yeah, you hear some general chat about there's one kind of ship's captain dude. He's trying to send one of his menial guys off to hire some more hands for a ship. It sounds like he's got some kind of job that he needs some more hands for to work. There's a guy, as you would expect, selling fish on the market front. There doesn't seem to be too many Joe Publics, if you will, too many local citizens out shopping. It seems to be more kind of wholesale, almost like a marketplace. People just, shouting out stuff.
Can I try and go and chat to the captain dude, just as like a matey officer to officer sailor chat?
Yeah, sure. So he's just kind of sent his guy off, so he's kind of on his own now anyway.
All right, cool. I don't know if I need to roll for this, but basically just get his opinion on how things are in this area at the moment.
Role play it, Carl. Role play it, Carl.
Don't have to roleplay it.
No,
We'll get there eventually, but yeah.
Yeah, things are good. Things are good for the last 30 years. We've had it very good here. It seems to go in peaks and troughs. Sometimes it's barren and the herring just disappear and the place falls into kind of ruin and despair. But for the last 30 years, everything has been good. Everything has been very good.
I've been whaling myself around the north of the archipelago, and it's always been, quite an adventure. But I've heard about some strange things down the south. Have you seen anything strange on any islands down south?
Well, there's always talk of sea monsters. He kind of says with a grin on his face and kind of a wink in his eye.
I can relate to the sea monsters.
You have experience with sea monsters?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. The things I've seen.
I've not experienced it personally myself, but sailors will tell stories, these tall tales, etc. So
yeah, I'm not so sure it's a tall tale as such. I was on the Anderson that was destroyed by a sea monster a year or so back.
Yes, and you obviously are here to tell the tale.
Well, yeah, I luckily survived, but not everyone on the boat did that day.
Not many did. No. My condolences to your crew. You hear a shout. You hear a shout from over in the distance, and a guy comes running over to you. This dude. There he is. Oscar Ugre. He introduces himself to you.
There he is.
Feverishly going around shaking all your hands. You came. Praise the Lord. I trust your journey was a good one.
Sweaty.
Yes, this summer heat is quite a harsh thing. We're expecting the new moon in 2 nights' time as well. So all change. Are you ready? Shall we progress? I've hired a sloop down the dock here. I've got a skipper who will take us to Wrecker Isle.
Do we need anything else from here first? Anything we want to do?
So we want to have a look around a bit, surely. I don't know.
Yeah, we've only just got here. We've been on a travelling for 2 days already. Let's just have a little bit of a chill out.
Can we do like a quick observation check on Oscar to find out whether he's
what we make of him, so basically.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Body language, what he sees.
I assume you're doing that stereo.
Yeah, if he said it, he does it.
Yeah.
How many's that? Observation.
I've got 5. If anyone wants to give me a hand, though.
Oh yeah, let's all give a hand.
Here's my opera glasses. They help.
So all just staring this guy out.
Look at him good.
I don't think you can help with watching, really.
Well, we might notice things that Steer misses, I guess, is why you're rolling extra dice.
So
We
up
might
to,
be like, oh, he looks a bit shifty.
up to a maximum of 3 additional, so you get 8 dice.
Right.
Okay. There's a few successes there. So yeah, you're looking at assessing his body language, and you have a few more conversations with him. and he seems like a genuine guy, and he kind of tells you that he was a disciple of the great evangelist Henrik Charteau. It was quite a strict doctrine and quite widespread through western parts of Sweden. And then he took on the mentor, which was Vicar Hedqvist, who they were quite close. And this is why Oscar's got a vested interest in trying to find out what actually happened to him. He's been to Wrecker Isle just once before, many years ago, but he has been in and around Falbacka for quite a while, and he has known some of the people that have kind of come and gone.
Chief, can I use manipulation to try and get the answer out of him as to who he thinks did the killing? Because he said he knew but didn't tell us in the letter. I want to try to manipulate the answer out of him.
What kind of manipulation, though?
Yeah, I think
I'm
that
going
one
to kind of
you
be
have to
like,
explain.
so in the letter there was a few things missing, and one of them was who did the killing.
I'm not sure that's manipulation.
He named some
what about if I'm
people,
like,
didn't he?
Look over there, there's a bird in the sky.
You
Tell me
can
who killed the guy.
you can ask him that, and he's just going to tell you. Anyway.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I thought
I'll do
he
that.
said who he thought it was. I thought the herring baron,
Herring
and the
Baron and the mother, and then
The
Paul
Amundsens.
Paul
whatever.
Pete and something
The
or other.
Amundsens, he says, they arrived 30 years ago on Wrecker Isle,
Ooh.
and or not? No, they didn't arrive 30 years ago, but 30 they were kind of newly on the Isle, and it was 30 years ago when the patriarch of the family, Benjamin Amundsen, was died under dubious circumstances, and ever since, this family has held Wrecker Isle kind of in their palm of this Satanism and devil worship, and Zacharias and the godmother rule with an iron fist, and there is devilry afoot.
What sort of devilry?
Well, I'm hoping that you fine investigators of supernatural activities will come and help me by the power of the Lord that I possess and your investigative abilities. We can root out this evil together.
What makes you think that was definitely them, though?
Carl Eric had visited the Isle many times, attempting to persuade the people on the Isle to mend their ways and repent and sin no more. And every time he was shunned. And the last time he was seen there, there was supposedly a big argument with the Amundsens. And that was the last time anyone saw him.
So that was where he went missing.
That was, yes. He was found on the shore, washed up on the shore, dead. The coroner found a bullet hole in his head, and it was deemed suicide. But this was not the case, I tell you.
Okay, should we go, or is there anything else we want to do here?
Do we want to consider going with this guy on his tiny little boat, or with the other captain, see if we can get a ride on his boat?
Well, the captain wasn't necessarily going to the island we're going to. He was just looking for people for a mission.
We could ask him.
Maybe we can ask. Maybe it'd be better to have more seasoned fighters with us.
You're going to have to do a lot of manipulation here, because I think he's obviously making money, so he's going to be fishing.
And the other guy's already booked us a boat. Imagine turning up, some guy's like, I've called you here, I've booked a boat. You're like, no, fuck you. I'm getting on someone else's boat.
Your boat's not big enough.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like the look of your boat, actually.
He seems like a genuine guy that's not trying to lead us.
Yeah, it seems a bit unnecessary to just find another boat, surely.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
don't even bother.
Is there any more research we need to do in this town before we go? I was
Well,
just thinking.
before we get on the boat, Chief, I was going to do a learning roll with my book to see
Sure.
if there's any mention of a
what book is it?
30-year cycle. It's the one that I brought out of the university with me, where I'd collated all my research onto VAESEN, but it's scraps of bits and pieces from wherever I could find them. So I can't really remember exactly what's in there, and I don't know how much of it is true, which is why I'm doing these quick checks to have a flick through to see what I can find.
What are you hoping to? What are you looking for? You haven't got time to read the whole book. So
yes, exactly. So it's just to I was gonna something about a 30-year kind of cycle rang a bell. So I was just gonna have a quick look to see if I could find anything on that.
It's not necessarily a cycle, though, is it? It's just been for 30 years since they showed up.
Well, it's the
Call yourself a
other
professor.
guy said 30 years as well.
Yeah, there's nothing in your notes that pertains to recurring events every 30 years or anything like that.
No worries then. Just checking. That's what I'm here for, really.
Okay.
To see if I know anything already.
In fact, I'm here to fix people's broken bones. So can one of you get in a fight?
Should
don't worry, Steer will sort out again.
Oscar's keen to get going, and he kind of says, "Look, this man's charging by the hour, so we got to
Let's
make
get
haste."
wiggle on.
Get on the
Let's
boat.
do it.
Yeah,
Let's
the
go
church
and make sure
doesn't
we've got
make too much
everything
money.
He's paid for this journey.
Is it safe to assume he's paid for food as well for us all?
No. Well, you don't know. You can ask
Maybe
him.
we should get some water before we head out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
do we need to buy provisions in town for the journey, or is it covered by the boat?
The journey's about 2 hours.
Oh, fine.
But we
So-
could be out there for a long time. I'd take some water. You can get by without food, but it's the sea.
Isn't it like
You
an
can't drink
island
it.
full of herring people? There's going to be loads of fish out there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's why I said take some water.
it's a fishing island. He kind of goes. Oscar goes on to kind of say Zacharias is known as, the herring baron. He set up this herring saltery on the island, and it's kind of the main trade resource for herring around this archipelago.
how many people live on that island? Does he know?
Not many live there. There's maybe just a handful, just the Amundsens themselves.
And their workers. Sort of.
And the work, there's an inn on the island, which is where it only has a few guest rooms, but most of the main fishermen come from the surrounding isles, including obviously Falbaka. They travel to and from this isle to work.
Okay, so unless we get shipwrecked onto a random thing, I think it would be all right for supplies.
Could we ask him on the journey over to kind of, as we're approaching the island, show us whereabouts the body washed ashore?
If we get that far.
If we get that far.
Or you can ask him on the way.
Boat doesn't look too seaworthy to me. But I'll join in.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. As you kind of come in towards Wrecker Isle, there's loads and loads of fishing boats and freighters. They're kind of all moored up out in the sea, just kind of waiting for the tide. Again, more sailors shouting. This stench of herring is playing havoc on your sensitive upmarket nostrils. You really have to kind of brace yourself for this smell.
We'll get used to it.
You get as you get a bit closer. As you get
Fair roll, yeah.
I'm used to doing autopsies. I'm fine. It's only a bit of fish.
I'm a sailor. I've literally dealt with fish my whole life.
Okay. As you get a bit closer, it was down kind of on this shore here where the body had washed up.
Okay, cool.
You come in to the dock, and Oscar points out that there's a big warehouse here, which is obviously where the herring saltery is, and all the work's done, everything's stored. Then there's the Amundsens residence, which is kind of a very luxury residence there, and then there's the inn. which they run as well. He kind of, as you deboard the boat, the guy, the captain, the skipper of the ship doesn't even, Oscar's paid him already. He doesn't really say goodbye or anything. He just turns around and he's off again. Seems that he's doing journeys to and from Wrecker Isle quite a lot. Can
I just say, it might be wise to start with to not go ham and start pissing everybody off here, because we could easily be stuck here because we don't have any control over how we leave. So we're clearly outsiders.
Lots of other boats around, so
Yeah, but
if worst comes to worst, we can.
If they're working on families, then maybe they're not going to take us away.
Yeah, there is lots of activity there. There's large boats, small boats, there's dinghies, there's all kind of stuff going on there. It seems like a place where even people are coming out not for a pleasure boating, but they'll go around the Isles and they'll maybe stop off at Wrecker Isle to have a spot of lunch or just to take a break and then go back on. So there is quite a lot of activity, even though there's not a lot of people live on the Isle. There's quite a lot of activity around the dock. Oscar's very keen. He says, listen, we don't know how long we're going to be here. We should definitely head over to the inn and maybe get a room and get some food.
Yeah, cool. Sounds sensible.
All right.
He's keen.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Do we all want to go?
Drink, yeah.
What else is there to do?
Just have maybe walk along the shore to see if we can see anything where the body washed up, or
how long ago was the guy killed?
That was 1 week ago, I think.
Okay, yeah, maybe it is worth going for a wander there.
Is there a body still that I can look at?
No,
the coroner would have collected it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I wonder what if he's done with it, because
put it in the saltery, maybe.
I doubt they'd just put it back.
They're not put it back, but I mean, is there on the island or is it in?
No, I think he's already been buried.
Okay.
I mean, do we need to? Is there going to be anything to see on the shore? I probably wouldn't have thought so.
If Professor Isaac Gregarious wants to go and stare at the beach, let him. And we'll go to the inn together.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the inn.
Get me a room. Get me a room, and I'm going to have a look.
Okay.
All right.
Take out my opera glasses as I go.
So you go to the inn. It's quite a large building on the outside. It looks quite sturdy, well built. Good materials have been used here. You go in and very lively atmosphere. There's people joking around. There's even someone singing in the corner. It's thick fog of smoke, and there's waiters and waitresses serving tables. A lot of people having food. You see there's a liquor barrel over in the corner, and you see this old woman sitting on it, and it's the godmother, Abella Amundsen. In fact, we might have a picture of her. Let's have a look. There she is.
Oh, she's mean.
She supposedly runs this place. She's got a shotgun in one hand, and there's rumors have gone around that she's got an apron on which is so stiff with filth that if she took it off it could stand up by itself. So she is not necessarily someone that you want to upset, shall we say.
Steer, are you going to go chat her up?
This is the inn. You've come into the ground floor here with the dining room, the kitchen, and then the next two floors are just effectively bedrooms, guest rooms.
Is what's his face who's taking us here going to arrange for us all to get rooms, or do we have to bargain for our own rooms?
Oscar, well, yeah, he says let's go up to the bar. Let's see what we've got available. Okay,
cool.
So you go up to the bar. You're asking for rooms for the night. How many nights are you looking to stay, sirs?
Oh.
Well, he said a couple of nights, didn't he? So 2 to start with, I guess.
2 nights, okay. Let's see how much this is. So in terms of paying for stuff,
Do we even have any money?
That's got your bonus or capital or something.
No, you have your living. So your resources dictate how much cash money you've got. So normally, when you need to pay for something, you roll your dice. So if you've got 4 resources, you roll your dice, and if you get 1 success, then you've got one piece of capital to pay for something. But you also get capital as well. So if you've got 4 resources, you start with 2 capital. If you've got 5 resources, you start with 3 capital.
Okay.
Can I, as a fellow barkeep, an innkeeper, bargain with the guy to, as fellow professionals for a reduced rate for me and my friends who are here?
What you say you're a fellow barkeep? What's your establishment?
Oh, I'm the proud owner of the Cock Inn in Uppsala.
The Cock Inn, yes. I have heard of it. I've not frequented there.
It's a fine
myself.
establishment. You'd love it. I'm sure you'd love to come. We'd welcome you there the next time you're in Uppsala. And I'll happily provide you with a...
and your name is
the Cock Inn. You'd love to come.
My name is Stier Bergstrom. Yes, if you were to come to my establishment, I would give you a reduced rate on a room, good sir.
For you, sir, buy 1 night, get 1 free. Okay.
You're too kind. For me and my friends?
Just for you. They don't own a bar, do they? So right. So Steer, so you got cash money anyway, so you can do a resource roll, and if you don't get a success, you can just use 1 of your capital.
Okay. How much is it? 1 success per night, Chief?
1, yeah.
1, okay.
So cool. Steer, what are you rolling? Resources?
I've got 4 resources.
Right, so let's have a look. And you got 6, you're fine.
Hey.
Right, who's next?
Do an order.
I'll do it. I've got 4 resources.
4 resources.
I'm not even there, so one of you is going to have to do it for me, and I'll pay you back later, maybe.
0.
So you need. Have you got? What have you got? Yeah, you've got 2 resources, so that's fine. So you're paying your 2 capital, so you've got no cash money left.
Yeah, fine.
But Steer's still got 2. Prof. So who's gonna roll for the prof?
Oh, are you going to forget about me and I'll sleep on the floor?
Has he got enough for everyone?
You can say he's outside, so I'll just roll for him now.
Yeah, 4 for me and
2 1s and 2 6s. You're fine. You paid up. Cool. Edvard.
5.
5. 2 6s. You're paid up. That's fine. You get to keep your capital. Wilhelm, you 5.
5 as well.
And you got 0. So you've spent 2 of your 3 money.
Cool.
Okay.
Not
so you got your lodgings for the night, and then he says, "Shall we sit down and eat?"
Yeah, sure.
Are we just getting conned on some sort of tour?
Oscar says he'll treat you for this one.
Oh, cheers!
Okay.
I'm not
I feel like we need to blend in with the environment to kind of get a handle on what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you get a table in the dining room.
So did I find anything outside, Chief? Otherwise, I'm coming to join you again.
Not really. I mean, you had a little look around. Then given more time, there might be something around, but you don't really know what you're looking for, or there's a lot of people around, so difficult to maybe not look suspicious.
Are all these people around? Are they all workers at this place or sailors? Barely anyone lives here, right? Apart from the family.
They look to be.
Could be using the inn. Just day trippers.
I was going to say, this doesn't look much like a holiday destination, does it? It still stinks of fish, and it's like a workshop. It's odd. It's odd that there's this many people around, unless it's like some crazy, huge operation.
It's a hot day. Probably sunbathing.
You're kind of just waiting. You're waiting for your meal to arrive, and the guy comes up to you at your table.
These guys all look so haggard.
Well, it's a life on the sea, isn't it?
Yeah, tough life up here.
Orvar, he's off his face, and he's obviously had quite a few to drink, and he's kind of very somber, and he's kind of pointing at you, and he's going, "You should leave. If you know what's good for you, you should leave." And he says, "The sea gives, and the sea takes away. Soon it will take you too if you're not careful. The new moon is almost here." And he stinks. He stinks of booze, and you know, he just wanders off. He's gone.
Yeah, we're not going to get much out of him.
I was going to say,
Are we able to interact with him at all?
Are we too slow to do that?
He just thought, no, he's just gone. He's wandering all over the place. He's falling
He's
down.
quick for a drunk.
He's out of it. There's people. No, he's kind of moved.
He's
And
used
there's
to it.
people milling around. It's a very busy atmosphere, and there's, the smoke is so thick you can hardly see him.
So does Oscar know how long till the new moon?
2 days.
Was
He
it 2
believes,
days?
Written
he
it in my
believes
book.
it's in 2 nights' time. Yeah.
Okay, that's when the shit's going to go down then.
Can I go
Yeah.
back and speak to the bartender again?
Yep. You can go back up to the bartender.
Just say, hi there, my friend. It's good to see you again. I've just been here with my friends, and this guy who just came over to our table was telling us a story of a man that died here about a week ago. Sounds incredible. Sounds crazy. Do you know anything about this?
Some crazy old vicar guy kept coming to the island and giving speeches and prattle, and he was here. He was here several times, and then last I knew, he just went back to Falbaca.
Oh, but he washed up on the shore and dead. I hear that creepy things happening on the island. Has anyone heard anything or anyone that would know about this?
I don't. I keep my head down. I don't know anything about that.
No, it's the best way as an innkeeper. But I know you hear a lot, so I thought it would be worth a conversation.
Yeah.
Have a fine evening. I shall go back to my friends.
And you, sir.
Does anyone want to go talk to the godmother person, or are we just steering clear of her?
No, not yet. Would be nutty.
Professor, what does your poison actually do? Like, is it killing people? Is it making people slightly poorly?
Well, a drop would do.
Do you want to start
Depends how much he uses, I guess.
I'll just read the instructions on the.
All I'm thinking is, if there's a barrel that she sat on full of liquor, then potentially, if we get in a dodgy situation, we could potentially lace the liquor with some poison.
I don't think she's drinking from it. She's got a straw stuck in it, has she?
So I'm thinking it's a good way to take out multiple people if need be.
Do you remember about poison anywhere? I can't seem to find it in your notes that you're stuck on the internet.
Poison.
I imagine it's poisonous.
It does something like you roll. There you go. Measured in toxicity. Weak has 3, strong one has 6, which is what mine is. Master, when you are subjected to poison, you and the games master make an opposed roll. The game master rolls as many dice as the poison's toxicity, while you use force. If successful, you do not take any damage. If it's a tie, you suffer 1 condition. If you fail, you suffer a number of conditions equal to the games master's successes. So I'm guessing it's the same, but the other way around if you're trying to poison someone.
Yeah, but it means poisoning loads of
Should we
people.
just observe her first, rather than just go poisoning an old woman with her nothing about?
I mean, it was just a hypothetical for later.
Yeah.
Right. Can I use observation to just see what's going on with the old woman and just see what her deal is without at a distance, because I don't want to piss her off.
What's your observation?
That's vigilance, isn't it? At a distance, that's your opera
No,
glasses.
vigilance
Whip out
is
your opera
more.
glass.
No, observation is when it's a passive environment. So
okay,
it's 4 for empathy and then 2 for observation.
And I'll give you a hand as well. I'll give you another.
Yeah,
one.
I'll have a look around.
I'll look with my eyes as well.
I'll just go back in and
that's
sit
9
down.
then, is it, in total?
Old legs are tired. So.
Yeah, she just seems to be observing. She's observing everyone in the room. She's just kind of got one hand on the shotgun. It just feels like she's almost the bodyguard or the enforcer, just making sure stuff doesn't go wrong in her place. She's got a beady eye as the waitress comes over with your food, and as she comes over with the food, Oscar's like, Justina, I didn't know you were working here. Lovely to see you again. And she's like, oh, Oscar, what are you doing here? And he just kind of says, oh, I've brought some friends from the mainland have come over to help me investigate Vicar Hedquist's death. And she kind of looks a bit sort of sheepish, and sounds like she doesn't really want to talk about it.
Okay, I think we need to speak to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a little move up to her and just say, Justina, it's nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Okay. What's your manipulation?
Oh, well, since you ask, it's a solid 4.
Okay.
Anything for Justina.
She seems reluctant to talk to you, but she likes your face. She feels that you're honest and that you're not trying to do anything bad towards her.
My intentions are pure, Justina, I swear.
She says the vicar was here recently. He had been here a few times, but the last time there was an awful argument with Abella and the herring baron, and in the end, Pete and Pace threw the vicar out, even though he swore he would return. This was about a month ago, and then there was another argument maybe a week ago, and it was coming from the warehouse, and it was ill tidings. It was ill tidings.
Does she know who the argument was with at the warehouse?
There was just raised voices and shouting. Everyone seems to keep to themselves around here.
And what do you think of your employers, the godmother and the herring baron?
They pay a fair wage. They have brought business to Wrecker Isle and Falbacker, and for that many people are grateful, but there's something not right about them, especially the herring baron's 3 brothers, Paul, Pete and Pace. No one knows where Paul is. They were inseparable, but he's been missing for some time now, ever since the vicar visited the Isle the last time. Very strange.
Does she know where the vicar stayed? Did he stay here?
He never stayed on the Isle. He would come and then preach his sermons down by the dock and then leave the same day.
Do you know where the other 2 are then? Pete and Pace, the other 2 brothers. Where did we find them?
They're just over there in the corner, and she points them out to you.
Are we just shouting questions from afar?
Wow. They're lookers.
Are they conjoined?
And just one more question, Justina. What time does your shift end tonight?
I finish at 9 p.m. tonight. Oscar seems a bit perturbed by your continuing to this line of questioning with Justina.
Don't worry about the old man, Justina. We'll speak later.
It's amazing how Kieran in real life is super nice, but Steer is a proper womanizing scumbag.
This is what Kieran comes here for. He can't do it in real life, so he comes to romance Chief over and over.
So,
Alright.
what time of day was it roughly?
Clearly dinner time if we're eating dinner.
This is it's probably mid to late afternoon now.
And it's really hot and light.
Yeah.
Can I ask the priest guy a question? I just want to ask him if he's ever. Is it safe to ask if he's ever seen a VAESEN, or just describe like demons and things and see if he's ever actually experienced them himself?
He hasn't seen anything personally himself, but he does believe in VAESEN, and he thinks they're all the work of the devil.
So when was the last time he spoke to Headfists, whatever his name is? And
just the day before he last came to Wrecker Isle.
Okay, and what
he said he was going out to one last time, and he actually took a revolver with him that night.
Okay, interesting. Did he tell any other information about what he thought was going on?
He knew something. There was he suspected something supernatural, but he didn't really know. It's about this time where the godmother Bella comes over, and she politely, in fact, asks you to stop harassing her staff, and sends Justina on back to the kitchen to fetch the next order, and then kind of sternly looks you over and asks, "What are you doing here?"
Can we lie with some manipulation, Chief? And just kind of say, I'm a sailor. I came from. My ship was destroyed, and I'm looking for new business ventures. My friend here, Steer, owns a tavern, and we're looking to set up maybe an enterprise shipping herring or fish from your island up to the mainland to sell in Uppsala.
This is going to have to be a good lie because we clearly don't look like we're from here.
Yeah, but if
there's a professor and a doctor.
Yeah, I'm a sailor and he's a tavern owner. We can blag it. You guys are screwed.
We're your benefactors. We're your on fronting the money. Yeah.
Fine.
Right, let's do an opposed roll. Let's do an opposed roll.
It's 5 dice for me, please, Chief. 1 for manipulation and 4 for empathy.
All right.
And
hold on, I was going to say probably get +3 dice from these jumps.
Okay, that's going to seem really suspicious as you all suddenly start chipping in.
Yeah, I don't think we would all do that. I think
what you're doing.
Maybe just Steer. If Steer's meant to be helping me with the story about being a tavern owner that we're shipping herring to.
Yeah, that's right. And this is a busy tavern. Perhaps the island could use another inn. I have some experience in that.
Just don't go like that.
Okay. All right. Let's see what
shotgun.
Let's see what you roll. You got 1 success. It's an opposed roll. So what's she rolling? Is it observation to see? Yeah, probably is observation, isn't it?
It'll be vigilance.
I'm not sure. Is that somewhere? Vigilance is detecting stealth and stuff.
Yeah, that was.
I think it says it in here what to use for opposing rolls. Opposing rolls. I don't know.
It was in there.
Definitely was in there.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
It says it's an observation test. I know that, but I don't know.
Should I just use observation? I don't know. What?
Might as well just use observation for now instead of searching for it.
It says if someone tries to manipulate you, you use observation to oppose.
Yeah, done. That's it.
All right, so she's got observation 4, and then what does that come under?
Empathy.
Empathy.
Observation 4
and empathy 3. So she's got 7 dice.
What? Who's got observation of 4? What a scummer.
Godmother Abella.
She is old. She's seen some shit.
Yes, good point.
We're only like 20.
Okay.
So
she just sit there watching the inn all day as well.
So she's looking at you and she kind of squints her eyes and she says, "What's the name of this business you're setting up?"
Another roll.
Well, at the moment, my colleague Steer owns the Cock Inn. A little bit of an innuendo. The sailors like me enjoy. But currently, we don't have a name for the venture of the shipping of fish, which is why we're here looking to set it up.
And what resources do you have? What ships and what equipment and what business ties do you have?
Steer's got his inn. We've got the whole of Uppsala at our disposal, and I've got my history of sailing that I'm looking to bring on board and help move these fish.
My customers are big fans of herring, and I could use a new herring supply. That's why we're here to check out the fine herring from Wrecker Island.
Straight faces, everyone.
She says, "I have many contacts. I will be in touch with them to corroborate your story. Your names?"
I'm Carl Gustav von Otter.
I'm Steer Bergstrom, the owner of the Cock Inn.
You love telling people that, don't you?
He says it with such pride every time.
Where are you staying at the inn?
We are.
Right, yes.
Okay. I will be in contact with you shortly.
Cool.
You two are getting shotguns to the face in your sleep.
Before she goes, she looks at Oscar and she says, "You stay away from Justina." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh,
Some
shit going on here.
It's about this time where Justina is bringing out food to another table, and there's a couple of drunk sailors who are kind of blocking her way. And Oscar's before you've even seen it, Oscar's jumped up and he's confronted these two sailors who are harassing Justina, and they're basically saying, "Listen, priest dude, if you don't back off, I'm gonna smash your face in." And he's not backing off.
But they're harassing Justina.
They were harassing Justina.
When
When he jumped up to tell him to stop, they turned on Oscar.
Chief, can I use a vigilance roll to try and detect who's the leader of this group of sailors?
Sure.
Organised crime of sailors.
What's your vigilance?
Vigilance is 2, and my logic is 4, so it's 6 in total.
Okay. There's 2 of them. Neither one seems to be any more in charge than the other one, really.
So this is going to sound a bit outrageous, but is this a sort of establishment where pulling out your gun is going to cause a big hoo-ha, or is it fairly common in these sailor type environments?
I mean, you've been in establishments like this before where barroom brawls are not necessarily out of the norm.
Right.
They're shooting people up.
Bringing a gun to a fist fight is a bit outrageous.
Get a gun or a sword out of the state.
I'm thinking that
pull out your saber.
I don't have one.
I'm gonna jump up and just stand behind Oscar and just go, now lads, we're all friends here. Let's just calm this down.
Can we try and grab Oscar instead?
He didn't like that, so he took a punch at you, Steer.
Whoa!
Dodge!
I've
quickly dodged his punch.
Oh,
you're rolling for it.
You got to succeed first.
Pulling you out.
So let me get this sailor.
That guy is a hothead. That guy. He started on a girl, and then the guy who came to protect her, he started on him, and then the guy who came to protect him started on him, just hit him.
Is this actually Carl Gustav? Because this sounds very like what he would do.
Okay. I'm pretty level-headed.
I'll pull out a gun.
He's lunged. Basically, he's caught you off. He's caught you off guard, so you don't actually get to dodge either, because you weren't expecting it.
Sucker punch.
But he swung at you, but he's in fact just missed. He must have had a few too many beers. He swung. He's kind of stumbled, and now his mate's coming in for the fray combat. Right.
There we go.
So what do? We all draw cards, don't we?
Initiative,
So
right?
we're all sitting
Can we
down.
have a little couple of minute break before we dive into this?
Sure.
Got to go and stop these things barking.
You
Right.
mean smoke?
No, I'm
Smoke
not
a little
doing that.
stick
You mean
or
get
two.
cancer?
Oh.
That has been stopped.
For how long? This time?
10 weeks-ish.
Oh,
Oh,
not
nice.
bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Have you
anyway,
replaced it with vaping?
no, cold turkey.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
More
Oh, yeah,
alcohol.
alcohol, yeah. Right.
Back
Go
in
and
a few minutes.
Go and shut their mutts up. Right. I'm going to deal cards, which will be the initiative. So, oh no, I don't need all of them. I just need a 1 to 10, don't I? Because they're
So,
all.
just to clarify, do I have to join in this fight? Because in some
No.
ways it feels a bit like.
No.
I was going to say I haven't joined in, so not yet anyway.
So obviously Steer's in a fight and the priest dude is too.
We're
but
still
part of me's
sitting
like,
down.
yeah, part of me's like,
Oh,
I
so it's
don't.
just it's just 2 on 2 then.
We're tucking into our
Right.
peril.
Cheers for the backup, guys.
Steer gets a 1, so he gets to act first.
You're
Oscar
not going to die.
Oscar gets a 7. Sailor 1 gets a 5, and Sailor 2 gets a 6. So it's Steer, Sailor, Oscar.
So can I just ask, Chief, what's the old lady doing during all this with her shotgun and watching everyone? Is she interested in this fight or does she not care?
She has perked up her interest.
She's just seeing what goes on, I guess. And she'll break up if it goes too far. I don't think Steer's in any real danger in here.
Yeah, I feel the same. I'd rather just watch and observe what happens rather than
All
Go
pile
in.
in and beat the crap out of these. To be fair,
Well-
if we all pile in, then I'm guessing everyone else in the whole place turns around and piles in on us.
yeah. I think we're
Well, I
more
was
risk
gonna-
if we.
What I was going to say is this might be the perfect opportunity to have a little sneaky look around. While there's some
Oh, use it
commotion.
as a distraction.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say in this case, you might as well carry on with Steer. You do your thing, Chief, and we'll just let
Right.
you do it while Professor's
Sure.
away.
You'll
Okay,
think where
right.
you want to go, Edvard, if you are
All right.
sneaking somewhere during the
So
commotion.
Steer, you get your first to act, slow action, fast action, or 2
I'm going
fast
to go for
actions.
piss.
So yeah, with my fast action, I whip to the side of the very drunk-looking sailor, and then with my stronger action, I throw another punch from his blind side. Yeah, to the side of his jaw.
All right, go on then. What's your close combat?
Close combat is 6. Well,
Oh,
sorry,
what-
that's 1 plus the physique, so 6 in total.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You land a blow as you come in, bam, right on the side of his face. This guy is down and out in Beverly Hills.
Nice.
me
One
just,
punch. Whereas you
just try-
train. Jesus.
Oh no, he's got physical toughness 1, so it has to be. I think it needs to go over 1. So you've put him down on the deck though, and he is drunk, so he actually uses both of his actions just to get back up. Meanwhile, the second sailor is trying to put Oscar in a grab. He's kind of sprung up. Oscar's all like, "What the hell's going on?" Because he's a priest after all, and he's not trained in kung fu or nothing. And so this sailor has tried to grab him from behind. So let's do this sailor dude. 2 close combat, 4 physique. He's rolling 6. And he got nothing. So he's gone in to get Oscar, but in Oscar's kind of frightened panic, he's just flailing his arms around, which has actually done enough for the sailor not
Because
to
they're both
get
too
him.
drunk.
Then Oscar's closed his eyes and he's just swinging.
Windmills.
He's just
The
swinging.
priest way. Windmill.
Let's see what he's got. He's got close combat 1 and physique 4, so he's got 5 dice.
Oh, he's not in bad shape.
Oh, he's landed 2 successes. He's literally knocked this guy out. he's doing this, he's knocked the guy out cold on the deck. As that happens, suddenly there's a massive crack as this shotgun goes off,
Into the
and
ceiling, I guess.
a Bella godmother has fired a shot into the ceiling. Hopefully, there's no guests upstairs already in their room. Everyone kind of looks round in kind of fear as Pete and Pace stroll over to the fight scene. They've seen what's happened. They kind of brush aside Oscar and Steer. They pick up these two sailors and they basically get to the door and they do the old cartoon, chuck them out the door. And then Pete and Pace come up to you guys and they basically say, those hoodlums should have been thrown out a long time ago. Our apologies. We hope you will accept an invitation to dinner tonight at our residence.
Yeah, we'd love to. Thank you very much.
To all of us, or just to?
Well,
That's
he was
really
talking to Oscar and Steer because
Yeah.
you guys didn't back them up. These were the guys in the fight, and
right.
Yeah, I'm here with some friends. Would your kind invitation extend to them too?
they look around at you other four chumps, and they kind of do this, and they kind of yes, they can come as well.
Well, that's a very kind invitation.
But not him, as he points to Oscar.
What is wrong with this man here? This love.
This man is associated with the troublemaker, Vicar Hedquist.
Okay.
Are you coming? We shall accept your invitation. You will accept our invitation. 2 hours.
They'll all come. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah. In 2 hours.
The residence is just next to the inn.
You're very kind. Thank you for your kind invitation. We'll see you in 2 hours.
Excellent.
So in case you missed it, Gower.
Yeah.
And Sam missed the first one. The guy, one of the sailors, immediately swung for Steer, missed completely,
and missed him.
missed completely. Then he dodged out of the way and put him straight down with one punch to the floor, not knocking him out, but it took so long for him to get out. The other guy tried to grab the vicar, Oscar, and Oscar panicked, threw his arms around, then just started windmilling and knocked him out. That's it. It was fight over. I mean, these guys are supposed to be tough sailors, and a vicar and
But you worked in the factory, good old Steer.
I mean, I've still got scars from Steer slashing my arms up. So
that's it.
Right, they left us now.
2 hours
they wander
now.
off. Are we just sat
I was
back
going to
at our
ask.
table?
Well, go on.
In the next 2 hours, is it going to be dark at all, or is it still daylight? And
Surely
what's
be
the
light if
time?
it's summer, right?
It'll be. I mean, well,
North Scandinavia, summertime. It never really goes dark if you want to be technical.
So you're still gonna have light. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wondered if we could have a sneaky butcher's at the warehouse, basically, but it's probably too.
Maybe after dinner. Don't worry.
Maybe after
we make it
dinner,
that far.
If I'm not too full.
Is Justina still around?
Steer,
No, I think she's in the kitchen or something. You can't really see her.
I mean,
Are we
she owes us
still?
a favour. We've protected her honour.
What are we doing
Are
in these 2 hours then? Are we just going to skip time, or do we want to do something?
Well,
I don't know what there is
make
to
a
do.
Plan of what we need to do. They
Can
obviously
we talk
think
to some of
that-
the sailors? Because obviously there's every chance the sailors have seen something if a body's washed up on the shore. There's people coming and going the whole time. There's people out at sea fishing. You know, it might be that someone else is willing to talk to us about something that they've seen.
Well, obviously hearing gunshots as well. Like, obviously, if the guy was shot in the head, so anyone hear a gunshot, or is gunshots like common around here, that sort of thing?
We need someone that works in the warehouse, presumably. So,
well, if there's
Somehow
there's
find out
there
that
was
way.
loads of boats out at sea as well. So if we could just find some sailors and just say, basically we're trying to find someone who's working here a week ago when the body washed up on shore.
Yeah, and we should do some investigating outside of earshot of this family as well, because
And I was just thinking that I've, just been in a fight, and there's lots of other sailors around, so I might retire to my room to have a little nose around upstairs as well.
Fair enough.
crack one off over Justina.
I'm still optimistic that at 9 o'clock she'll be visiting my room, Prof. So
Okay.
don't stay up.
Right. I'll tell you what. I'll do an observation check then on the environment to see if I can overhear anything useful from the sailors' conversations around us.
So,
Hold.
quick
Can you
question:
use
what
your
does an
camera for that?
investigation check actually do? I know you didn't say investigation, but what does
I don't know what would be better, investigation or
I don't know. That was it.
I
yeah.
figured observation was the one. I think it might actually be investigation then.
I don't know what the difference is. Investigation is to search a room, understand what happened at a crime scene, that sort of thing. Okay. We're not doing that really, are we? We're not searching anywhere.
Not really, no. There's still a lot of people in kind of eating dinner, whatever, and you still want to have a few drinks, etc., at the bar as well. So you can go over there. There's some people at the bar to talk to, etc.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and get my sailor on. I'm just going to have a chat with some other sailory type people.
I was going to sit back down and finish my dinner.
All right.
Or lunchtime snack or whatever it was if we're going out for dinner later.
You got herring.
Tasty herring.
Is it salty?
It is.
It is
If
salty,
I'm in the
yeah.
sort of hallway upstairs, can I just have a little observe and see if there's any clues or anything interesting upstairs?
Yep, sure. You're just let's go back to the map of that one a second. Okay, so you've gone up the stairs. All the guest rooms are locked except the one that you've got the key for, that you've paid for your room. It's on the second floor. Nothing else looks untoward, but you can go into your room and get your head down for a little bit of rest. Meanwhile, Carl Van Otter, you're at the bar, and some guy starts saying to you, "Have you seen Paul lately?"
Not for a while. I'm kind of new here. I've got to admit. It's my first time on the island.
Ah, Paul. He's you know his brothers, Pace and Pete.
Yeah,
them degenerates. Yeah, no one's seen his brother for ages. I hear he's gone to Gothenburg on some sort of fishing journey. I don't know. You haven't heard anything?
I haven't heard anything at all, I'm afraid, mate. I just got it myself.
Okay.
What are you guys doing here?
Well, we work in the warehouse. We're doing the herring salting.
All right. You guys ever go out to sea at all as well, or are you just in the warehouse all the time?
Yeah, we just come over from the mainland over to Wrecker Isle and just do the work and go home.
Yeah, don't blame me. Same thing. Just clock off, get out of here, forget about the job until the next day. There was a rumor I heard about this guy getting shot on the island. You heard anything about that?
Oh, that vicar dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. He killed himself, didn't he? Suicide.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. It seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Why would you come all the way out here to kill yourself?
Well, maybe he found out God wasn't real. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty terrible if you were a vicar, right?
I just come here to work, get drunk, go home.
Well, yeah. Cool. It's been a pleasure meeting you, my friend. Enjoy your herring salting.
In the meantime, I seem to have gone mental, and I could admit it. Basically, I'm now hallucinating, and I'm seeing fish on people's plates talking. And
what?
So yeah, I've
been in Gavin's bag
full
again.
on mental. So I'm listening close to hear what these fish are saying. Apparently
you don't know what's going on. It's very strange. These fish these are dead fish and they're moving, and it feels like they're talking, not necessarily to you, but just some kind of language that you don't understand. And then you kind of blink your eyes, look back, and everything's normal. And something's not right for sure. No one else is experiencing this though.
But I guess we didn't notice you do it, but you tell us afterwards. Do you realise that everything's just gone mental, or do you just kind of get in a trance and snap out of it again?
That's all I know at the moment. I've just hallucinated. I've seen that. Apparently, I'm back in the room.
And you're back in the room. And you tell us that you saw talking fish.
I saw talking fish on other people's plates. So, but can't tell you anything else.
Do you want to go for a lie down upstairs?
One by one.
Weirdo.
Just go to bed.
This is the intro to his new book or something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say. Maybe I should go and lie down. Maybe I'll go
It
upstairs and
sounds
lie
like
down.
things aren't quite right for you.
I'll go and lie down and try and make sense of what's just happened.
Yeah, good shout.
After all the stuff that's happening in this universe, I'm fairly sure a lie down is not going to help anything.
Talking fish. This is crazy.
I probably wouldn't. I'm actually going to suggest that you don't go anywhere, Edvard, because I don't think you should be alone at the moment. Maybe you should go and get some fresh air instead. Let's leave the inn and go wander around outside if anyone else wants to join us.
Yeah,
I'll do that. I like being outside.
Okay.
I've had enough lying down.
I'll go and get a steer and just say we're going out for a walk.
All right, cool. Yep. You go outside the inn. People are starting to make their way home. It's probably about sort of 6 p.m. now. People are starting to get back on their ships and go back over to the mainland. There's still a few people around. One guy, friendly guy, just comes up to you and he says, "You're new here. How are you liking the Isle so far?"
It's a little bit violent.
Yeah, some guy just threw a punch at me for no reason. So
he's like, "Yeah, I saw that. That was mad. What happened there?"
He sparked him, bruv.
We sorted it out pretty quickly, but yeah, just people here. Not everyone's not as welcoming as you are.
Yeah, you want to watch your back because these guys, they might be hanging around waiting for you.
That's a good point. Thank you for the advice. I've heard this rumor about somebody dying here recently. I don't want that to happen to me. Have you heard of this guy that came here a few weeks ago and was found dead on the shore?
Yeah, that preachy guy was always coming around telling us about God. I thought there was, so what if he wants to come here and say those things? But didn't the Admundsons didn't seem to like what he was doing there.
Was it just their family specifically, or any of the other workers?
Well, as with anything, it's kind of split. There's a lot of us who are God-fearing people, who feel that everyone has got a right to believe in what they want to believe, and then you get some that don't. So it's just, I guess that's just the way of the world.
And are you employed by the Edvardsons?
Yes, the Amundsons. Yes, correct.
And apart from the odd breakout of violence, has there been any other strange happenings around here recently?
Not really. It's been this area has been very good for 30 years. We've had very prosperous fishing in this area, and we've probably got the Edmundsons to thank for that. There'll be some that will tell you otherwise, like that oddball Orvar, who lives up on Graveyard Isle. But yeah, otherwise I'd say everyone's fairly happy here.
Do we have a map that we can look at, or is it that one?
Do we want to have a quick look around the dock area to see if we can see Orvar before he gets on a boat home? The old drunken guy.
I'm making it home in that condition.
Get a taxi.
Oh, so he lives all the way up there okay. If that's a 2-hour boat trip from the other places, good old trek for someone that drunk to be rowing himself.
That's why we're getting a taxi. Water taxi.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours from the mainland, so Wrecker Isle to Graveyard's probably about an hour.
So you haven't got time to get there and back again before our dinner. Not all of us, anyway.
We can't not show up. I guess one of us could not show up if they wanted to have a sneak around while we know where they all are.
I'm off for some dinner.
Could we ask Oscar to go and explore, or is that a bit cheap?
No, he's not welcome to the dinner. He might as well.
Yeah.
He says, "What? Yeah. What would you like me to do? What will help in this scenario?"
We've heard Ordvar may have some information about the goings on here, but we may have missed him. But he's on his way back home to Graveyard Isle.
I'll make some inquiries.
You're a good man.
I'll see if I can find him if he has gone, and if not, I'll see if we can find when he will be back.
Good man.
So who was that sailor you were talking to at the bar, Carl? Did you get his name or anything? Because he seemed like he was pretty chatty.
I didn't get his name, but he works here, so I'm sure he'll be back again tomorrow. But he was pretty up for getting drunk and going home, so I didn't want to bother him too much.
Yeah.
We should probably try and catch him outside when he's not under the earshot of others at some point.
Yeah.
And question him properly.
If the workers are in the inn having a drink and people are starting to head home, might it be a good time to have a sneaky peek around the warehouse?
How long have we got until the dinner? What time is it?
You've probably got about half an hour.
Okay, and the distance isn't that big. It's like across the courtyard sort of thing.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion that we don't go rooting around the warehouse with the people that we're about to go and have dinner with?
Before dinner.
Yeah, just before dinner, because I imagine we're going to stink of herring after going in there, and they might get suspicious when we come to dinner smelling of herring.
I stink of smoke.
Of herring.
Yeah, and I stink of smoke because we've been. You
might want to go and freshen up. You know what I mean, in your rooms anyway. If you've been travelling for a couple of days.
Let's go do that.
Into my non-herring-y clothes.
I didn't bring any, so just have a swig of my liquor. Carry on.
Well, I guess we do that for half an hour, right?
We've just ignored that completely.
This might actually be a good break point.
There you go, part one. The characters, they're going to be meeting that herring baron very soon, and I'm sure he's up to no good. But listen, tune in for part two coming very soon. If you're in a position to like the show, subscribe, do all that jazz, is much appreciated. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you next time on ArmaGEEKdon, and until then, keep it geek.